our bank numbers on it, that have our social security numbers on it. What do you do to protect yourself and make sure that information doesn't fall in the wrong hands? Well, look at this. Come to your screen right now, because you're looking at something called the Guard Your ID roller. It actually rolls over that information and obliterates it so that somebody who's got nefarious deeds on their mind cannot take your information and do bad things. Let me share with you, over 130,000 of these sets have been spoken for. It was one of, I say to Diana Irvine, the first items I bought here on QVC because I bought it for a loved one. I'll tell you why in a second. We've got no reorder on this set, and we have it on a buy more and save. So if you come back here, I just want to share with you that how are you making sure that you're protecting your information? If you're using a shredder, right? Shredders break. They only can work on some sorts of paper and maybe not glossy. And so if you're using a shredder, that's not helpful. If you're putting it in, if you're tearing the paper in half, that's not protecting you. And if you're just throwing it away without doing anything, that's not protecting you. This is how you protect yourself. It's V32529. Let me share with you colors. Diana just did it on bottles. That's why I bought this as a very first item, because somebody I loved was like, I don't like my medical information out there. And I was like, I've got the solution. So you'll receive 2 black, and I'll go down front if you want to follow me. 2 blue, 2 yellow, 2 green, 2 purple, or 2 turquoise. Each one is 1,000 stripes, and it's a buy more and save. So Diana Irvine brings us great solutions for things that we're confronted with every day. Why is this special?
This is definitely what I have found to be the best way to protect your identity and your personal information. Like you mentioned, Rachel, you get things in the mail all the time. That's your name, your address. If you were to open that, it might have your date of birth. It might have all of your credit card information.
Right.
It might show your buying habits. Those are things that if you're trying to shred, maybe you don't have a shredder, maybe you're ripping them up. Maybe you're trying to scribble it out with a pen, or maybe you just chuck it in the trash not thinking that it could happen to you. Sadly, there's people who are out there looking for your information, and what you can do to protect yourself is simple as this. You're going to take your roller. It's 385 characters on this, and basically what this does is it blocks it out. It camouflages the information so that you're able in one swipe to cover over personal information that might be, credit card information. It might be, showing what your purchases were for the month. It might be, your birth date or your address, all the things that you don't want people to see. Now you can see that it camouflages it both on the front and the back, so you can safely put this in the trash or recycle bin and know that people don't have the information that they shouldn't have.
So you know what, you might be listening to us and going, yeah, but do I really have to go through that effort? This is a big problem.
It's a huge problem. In fact, according to the FTC, over 9 million people a year are affected by identity theft. That's 24,000 people a day. Every 3.5 seconds, one person's affected.
So while you're listening right now, if you were to go 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, someone's identity just got stolen.
Yes, and it's so sad. I mean, think about it. You won't even think, you didn't even realize that this personal document had social security number on it.
Right.
Well, as soon as somebody gets your social security number, they can wreak havoc with your life. Why would you want anyone to have your personal information? If you are going through old files or college kids going off to school, be able to help yourself or them protect themselves by simply swiping with this. This doesn't take any batteries. It doesn't take anything other than a few little rollers over information, and now it's blocked. It's actually, I have a larger version here to show you up close. This is what it looks like. So it camouflages it. It's 385 characters. Some are askew to sort of confuse and camouflage the information so that people can't read it.
Let me come over here and follow this way, and I'll show you colors, because the one that I'm holding is the yellow, and the yellow is most limited. So you'll get a set of 2. Here's your yellow, the blue, the green, the purple, the turquoise, and the black. I have several sets around my home. So I've got a set of home and a set in my kitchen. I have a set by my living room where I watch the TV, so I can just bring my mail out and roll over it. And let me tell you, I have little people around, and I just hand it to them and say, roll away.
Roll it, and they love it.
Roll
and it's
away.
a good habit to be in.
It
and
is.
Teach them young to cover up personal information. It's just getting worse and worse out there. And this is the simple solution. It also is good on glossy, just so you know.
Yeah, you know what? Let me share with you. As someone who actually had my bank account drained because I was electronically pickpocketed, I am uber sensitive about information like this. Like, how many of you have checks that you don't use anymore, but they still have your checking account number?
Or they come in the mail.
Or they come in the mail.
With your credit card statement.
Exactly. You get to just wipe this off, and it's quiet. So if you have to do this when children are sleeping over here, like right, that's not very effective. this is where you get effective. Children are sleeping, you can do it at night. You get rid of the clutter, and we're hugely busy on the phone line. So let me just kind of set this up and remind you. It's a buy more and save. So $21 for your first set. You'll receive 2 in each set. Put them all over the house, give them to everybody you love. It's kind of a little insurance. You know, if you love somebody and you want to protect their identity or their financial house, this is an easy way to do it, an alternative to a shredder that breaks or might be noisy, to a shredder that, you know, requires electricity, by the way, when this doesn't, and to a shredder that might only allow some paper to go in, not glossy, and certainly not bottles, and certainly not packaging that you're going to be able to do here. We have no reorder on this at all, and $21 is the first set, and then you've got $18 for every set thereafter. And Gail is calling in, and I'd love to hear about Gail. Hey Gail, I'm Rachel. This is Diana Irvine. How are you this morning?
Hi, great. How are you?
We're great. Are you picking this up today, or you own it?
No, I bought this a while back because I also was a victim of identity fraud.
Oh.
And the ironic thing is I ordered nothing online. I pay no bills online. I'm old school. And I don't even know how it happened. There was charges made in California, and that was all looked into, and they had all this information, my social security number, my address. So I was paranoid afterwards. I was saving stuff to go to a business that shreds, and then I saw this. I bought this. I bought one for each of my children who live in Center City because they just think tearing it up and putting it in the trash works. But this gave me peace of mind.
Absolutely.
And it's so simple.
You know,
I'm
so
glad.
Gail, how long did it take you to unravel all of the kind of the information that they had on you?
Oh my gosh, it was going on forever, and I would be getting phone calls. They were following up, and I worked for a school, so I was in a classroom, and I was beside myself. And then as months went by, I saw they were finding out that they were trying to reopen like a Macy's card, which I was getting letters. Thank you for your Macy's, but I already had one. But it was all over. Yeah, they charged $1,300 at a Goodyear in California.
Oh, that's terrible.
I mean,
And we still don't know how they got the information.
yeah, well, you know what? And that's the thing. Because we don't know, we need to set up kind of blocks and take
We need to
precautions
be
around the
proactive.
things that we do know. And since
Be
we do know
proactive.
that people dumpster dive, and we do know that we all get mail with all that sensitive information on it, your social security number, I mean, that's almost the key to your dynasty. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if they got that, Gail, I'm so glad that these work for you. As I mentioned, one of the first items I bought here on QVC, wanted to buy them for a loved one who was sensitive about her medicine, and so it can do it on Rolly bottles.
Right.
So thank you, Gail, for calling in and sharing your story. I'm glad that you picked them up for yourself and for your loved ones. That's really the key.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day.
Gail.
Have a great day. Let me share with you that colors, because, you know, Gail said it, and I have them all over my house. Here's the blue. This is the yellow. This is your green. This is your purple. You'll receive 2 for every order. This is going to be the turquoise, and then you also have the black. 2,000 swipes for each one. The buy more and save means 21 for the first one, $18